I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. Crystal Mitchell, do you have my business plan? Just review the pages of my marketing plan. Crystal Mitchell, do you have my business plan? Just review the pages of my marketing plan. Got my capability statement and I'm ready to go. Got my balance sheet, my P&L, my statement of cash flow. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah. I'm a businessman.
Good afternoon. This is Crystal Mitchell and Gilbert Buchanan, who's my co-host, and he's not here today. He's out razzling and dazzling people at the California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, which convention that's in Riverside, California. We're so excited that you're here and that you're listening in to our second show, and we're excited to be here for our second show. And we have some wonderful young people in the house today. We have some wonderful people that I work with that are my colleagues that I do a program called Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship to entrepreneurs to youth. And so that's what the show is today about. Our youth entrepreneurs doing big things out there in this world. And these kids that came out today, they were in a biz camp with us last summer, and so we're going to have a great time with them. They're really innovative young people, and we were so impressed with their dedication to their businesses that they developed. So before we move forward, I'm going to talk a little bit about who I am. So I am Crystal Mitchell. I am a third-generation entrepreneur. My whole entire family are entrepreneurs, and so it's in my DNA. I'm one of those 3% of the population that were born to be an entrepreneur. And I've been in business for 20 years, and I specialize in accounting, bookkeeping, business coaching, and consulting and training solutions for small businesses and nonprofit organizations and agencies. And as a business coach, one of the things that I've done was to help my clients develop tools and resources that can help them become more successful in every stage of their business. And so we've done extensive business development training workshops and seminars and marketing strategies and financial management services that I feel that really has helped a lot of our businesses, and we're really, really proud of a lot of them. And Gilbert, my co-partner, my co-host here, he has been in the business for 20 years as well, and his area of expertise is procurement and helping businesses prepare themselves so that they can participate in the supplier diversity arena of business. And as I said, Gilbert's out of town. He's out in Riverside doing his thing out there, and he's going to come back next week with so much information that he's gotten from the chambers in Riverside, and we will be excited about what he's bringing to the table. In addition to being a business coach and an entrepreneur, I am also the co-director of Recycling Black Dollars, and that's an organization that encourages small business owners and consumers to support other black businesses and to ensure that we recycle our dollars in our community. And the last 2 weeks has been pretty intense for our community. And I've gone to a number of workshops and the other day I actually participated I wasn't in the march, but I was at the rally for Black Lives Matter. And they anticipated 300 people, and they got 3,000 people. But everybody was needing something. They needed a direction. They needed a plan. They were angry. They had a lot of misplaced energy, and they just felt like that they had enough, and it was time for something to be done. So with that, I kind of talked to a number of people and let them know that Recycling Black Dollars has been in the community for 28 years, and we've gone through a number of unrests. We were founded by Muhammad Nazardine in 1988, and that was, I believe, right around the Watts riots, somewhere around in that area. I think that was what was going on. And then after that, we had the Rodney King episodes. And so the stuff that we're going through, or the things that we're going through now, this is not the first time. And we've been here many, many times. And I think, though, we hopefully we're at a place where we can make some major changes that will work and help all our communities, because the Black and Brown are really highly affected by this. But some of that is that economic power. We don't have economic power, and that's the purpose of entrepreneurship, is being able to create businesses that can then employ the individuals that live in their communities. And then when we have that empowerment, we can be able to make sure that our schools are safe and they're teaching our children what they need to be taught, and that our police are part of the community. And that we're not enemies with one another, and then we're making our communities a place where everyone can flourish and become successful. And so that's where we are right now. And I think we're at it's bubbled over and flowed over like a volcano. And so we have to make some very definitive decisions on creating business, creating a flow of monies through the community, so there's not so much hopelessness in our communities. And so that was one of the events I went to. I also went to another event that was called Black Money Matters, and that rally was interesting. And I actually spoke at that event, and I talked about some of the things that had gone on in the community. They were looking for resources as to where the Black businesses were and how could they support them. I think there was a campaign that came out that we should move our monies over to Black banks. And so in Los Angeles, there happens to be two Black banks. One is our community-based banks, and one is One United Bank, and then the other one is Broadway Federal. One United has been in the community for 46 years, and Broadway Federal has been in the community for 76 years. And both of those banks are there, but even with the campaign to move $100 into their bank account, it really is a little bit more than that. It's about creating relationships with your bank. And even if you're at a bank that is not within your community, making sure that bank is part of the community, that they're providing resources to our community, to our organizations that can help us help them. So we're interdependent of each other, and that's what we need to be. We don't need to be dependent on anybody, but we all need to work together as a whole, and then that way no one feels that they're being isolated, which is why Black Lives Matter, because right now they happen to be the one that's isolated and feeling at a loss with all the things that's going on in the community. And so we have to overcome this, because there are parents that are absolutely frightened for their children to leave the house without them. I have nephews, and I'm very, very concerned when they're outside of our site. And so everybody's just on edge. And it's not just young Black men, it's young Black women. It's old Black women. It's everybody. It's just come to a place that we really have to make some changes. And so as an entrepreneur, I understand the flow of money, and I understand that if you have, and the African American community, they're very innovative. After slavery, that's what we did. We created our businesses, and we had no choice but to support our own. So there's some things that we have to do to change our mindset that we are supporting our businesses. And when I was at the Black Money Matters, it was, at first I wasn't going to go, and then I was looking and I was listening to all the activity online, and they had a lot of dialogue going on, and they were like, we need a resource guide. We need classes. We need, and all the things that all of us in the community for the last 20 years have been doing. It's like, okay, wait a minute. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We're out here doing it already. And you guys we need to come together. Those of us that have been in the trenches and have been out here, the foot soldiers doing this, we now need that new group they're woke now, and to come together and be committed to carry this out, because RBD has been in existence for 28 years. We really should be in a different position right now. We shouldn't be still talking about supporting our black businesses. We shouldn't be talking about that the police don't respect us, because money breeds the respect. If you have money and you have your ownership, you own property in the community, you employ the community, now you have a voice. You have something to say. And so we have some work to do. We have a lot of work to do. And so it's going to take the whole entire community, black, brown, green, purple, white, every color in the rainbow. If we're living in the communities together, we need to be working together and helping, because it comes down to our children. That's really what it is. It's the legacy of our kids. If where we stand today, it's not much hope for our children that are coming up, and they're bright and they're intelligent and they have so much more than we had when we were kids, and so many more resources than we had. And these kids, I think, are really actually brilliant. We didn't have all the smarts that they have. They come that way. They can use technology is part of their world. It's something that we've had to embrace, but they don't know anything else. They don't know about anything that we used to do that required manual work.
Right. Like turning the television.
Right. So I'm going to introduce my two guests that are here today, so they can engage in this conversation I'm having, because both of them have been out here, and one of them she's been in the trenches for a long time, and when I read her bio, you'll understand why she has a lot of input in this area. But my guests today are Rhonda Sandifer. She is the Executive Director for Celebrate Life, and she's also NIFTY instructor with myself, and we're going to be talking about a program and a biz camp that we're going to be running in about a week, actually. One whole week. And then my other guest is Bracy Fuentes,
Mm-hmm.
And she is the Los Angeles Lead Program Associate. I think she's kind of new to the NIFTY program.
Yeah, I joined the team in May.
Okay.
I've been volunteering for a while, so.
Yeah, so she knows about the programs. And so
exactly.
I'm going to read let me read their bios, and then before we go to break, and then we'll get into the meat of what we're doing here today. So, Pastor Rhonda Sandifer, founder and CEO of Celebrate Life Cancer Ministry. Rhonda retired from the Los Angeles Urban League last year after 25 years of very dedicated service. She served in leadership in both the employment and business development departments. She holds in-depth knowledge of employment and business development operations at various levels. She has a strong strategic planning and management skills with extensive experience in program operations. She has served the community of Los Angeles through the Los Angeles Urban League by assisting them to become self-sustainable families and individuals through facilitating financial literacy, business development, and operating a VITA, Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Service. Pastor Rhonda Sandifer, she is also the Executive Director of Celebrate Life, and that's her new career. That's her second act, and that's her passion, and that's her purpose. And so she left us in the entrepreneurial world. It was a great loss for us, but a great gain for the healthcare world. And she serves as a community co-leader with the Southern Los Angeles Patients Navigation and Wellness Center. She began Celebrate Life Cancer Ministry in December 2002 as a result of surviving inflammatory breast cancer, and it is Celebrate Life is a nonprofit organization that promotes and sustains the quality of life after cancer diagnosis through spiritual encouragement, education, and financial resources to the cancer fighter, survivor, and their families. Over the past few years, she has been a community partner examining the needs of cancer patients in the South Los Angeles community for cancer prevention, care, and support in collaboration with the Southern Los Angeles Patients Navigation and Wellness Center. She's currently working with Charles Drew University Division of Cancer Research and Training, providing cancer research and clinical trial education. Now, I met Rhonda about 2 years ago, and I was introduced to her by another colleague of mine. And we immediately hit it off. And I did a class for them over at the Urban League. I think I substituted for someone. Mm-hmm. And then after that, where I was doing all my training, that particular organization closed down, and I was without a training facility. And I met her. I was at one of the Black Business Expos, and I saw her, and I said, "Hey, I need a place to train." She goes, "Hey, take out your calendar and put down a date and let's go." And after that, we were on, and for 2 years up until the day of her retirement, we have done some amazing things in the community. Yeah. Amazing. We made some incredible inroads. We created a mastermind program. We had workshops running like almost every month. Mm-hmm. And so she is just a force to reckon with when it comes to putting on programs. She has everything running in such order. And even if you don't know what you're doing, you do know what you're doing because she got it all in place. And so welcome, Miss Rhonda.
Well, thank you, Krista.
I'm glad that you're here. And then my next guest, I just met her last week, 2 weeks ago.
About 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago. And we were having conversation, and it was like we've known each other all our lives. And it's like, wow, okay. So we know that our camp is going to be fantastic this year because we connected just like immediately.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing. So let me find and all my little notes here. Let me find your bio. Where are we? So, Miss Rhonda, while I'm finding her bio, so tell us a little bit about you that I didn't tell already.
Oh, man, there's something about me already.
I know.
Well, I'm just really excited about Biz Camp getting started. When I left the league, I really wasn't sure if I was going to do this or not. But with the encouragement of Crystal and the great Nifty team, said we have to do this because it's not even about us. It's about pouring this information and building the entrepreneur skills in the young people in LA County. Even though Nifty does it internationally,
yes,
we're very interested in the success of our children here in our community.
Yes, we are. So how long have you been doing the program?
I've been a certified Nifty instructor since 2007.
Nice.
So, and at that time, I just actually had a concern for the children because the city of LA was decreasing the employment opportunities for the summer. Summer school conversations were beginning to not have so many classes. Mm-hmm. And I don't have children, but that just disturbed me.
Okay.
And so I talked to my director at the Urban League at the time, which was Dr. Renee Smith-Maddox. And I said, we have to do something about these, summer stuff, because we'll have too many young people in the street or too many sitting at home not learning anything when they have so much talent. And that just needs to be cracked open and revealed.
Yes. And
she introduced me to Estelle and Betsy way back then, and we have been on a roll ever since.
Okay. I know she reached out because one of the things you do in Nifty when you're running a camp, you reach out to everybody you know to come and volunteer.
Right.
Yes, you do.
It takes the whole village.
Yeah, it's a whole village, a whole community.
So we're very good. We do excellent at grabbing all of the village and bringing them together. And so that was my exposure. Mm-hmm. You invited me to be one of the volunteer coaches.
Okay.
And I think that was 3 years ago.
No, it's farther back than
Further than that, 4 years.
Yeah, about 4.
And I had such a great time. One of my passions, in addition to everything else that I do, which is a lot of stuff, is children. And I'm very passionate about being an entrepreneur. And so to see kids that are out there building their own businesses and with the hope that, I mean, some of them actually have done such an incredible job. The young lady that just did the lemonade stand, and she just sold it for $11 billion to the Whole Food Company. Wow. And she's, I think, 11?
11, 12.
12?
Yeah, they impressed me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're young.
And so when you look at that, young kids out there making more money than their parents have ever even thought about, and possibly never would ever get to a place. I mean, $11 million for a business at 11, someone to purchase that's wow. That's Facebook kind of stuff. So, and so when I met the kids, and I'm like, wow, these are pretty cool little kids over here, and they're having exchanges like I have with my clients, and when I'm teaching adult entrepreneurship, and I'm thinking, wow. So then a couple of years later, I start teaching, and so when they told me that the kids were going to have a business plan in 10 days, I'm like, no, they're not.
You'll be surprised.
Right, these kids are
adults that don't have them
yeah.
10 years.
In fact, I still have some adults that have participated in classes like 5-6 years ago, and they still don't have the business plan. So when they told me that's like, no, they are not going to have a business plan in 10 days. And not only did they have it in 10 days, they had it in 7. Because really the last 3 days are they're preparing for the competition.
And they probably had a product to present it with.
And they had a product. And so, of course, I had a class going on the very first time I taught, and a business plan class. And so when I went back, I was so hard on the adults. And they kept saying, but we're adults. We have a lot of other stuff. They're kids. Why? You guys need to hurry up. What's wrong with you? Right. So they were like, oh, my God, you're mean. You're really mean. So, but that was my experience, my first, and I've loved it. And so I'm really looking forward to it as well.
Yes.
So, Bracy, I don't have your bio, so you're going to have to tell us who you are.
Sure, of course. I guess I'm the only one that knows really who I am, right?
You're the only one that knows.
So my name is Bracy Fuentes. I'm currently the lead program associate at Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship, which is what we call NIFTY for throughout this whole conversation. I grew up in East Los Angeles, and definitely I can relate to the under-resourced communities, just everything that the whole media talks about in those types of communities. I lived them, so I could definitely connect to those. I helped open up 2 elementary schools out in East Los Angeles. Did a lot of the operations side, did a lot of the support, and just making sure that we get students in and provide them an opportunity for high quality education. And then after that, I just recently got my master's degree from the University of Southern California in social entrepreneurship. So after graduating, or in the meantime graduating, I found NIFTY, and sort of NIFTY found me online sort of thing. And we basically started volunteering. I realized that I can use my educational background as well as my just working in schools and sort of mix that with business. And so this is a perfect fit for me to join the team and really make this really excel and provide these opportunities even to more students and young entrepreneurs in our community in Los Angeles.
Okay. It's so rewarding to work with kids.
It's amazing. I can't imagine my life not working with kids. I think they just bring so much energy out of me that I really have more patience working with young adults than I do with adults. So
Yeah.
Like you were mentioning, you have higher expectations for adults when students, get it.
Right. And the kids are just so they're I don't know, it's just their energy.
Yeah.
And they're like
they're fearless.
Yeah.
Too.
And they're like little sponges. And no matter what you're teaching them. And one of the things Rhonda and I did last year, we worked we did a program at Dorsey, the same program at Dorsey, and these were older kids and kids that had never ever thought about being entrepreneurs.
Exactly.
And it was such an rewarding experience because it was a little harder than what we do, because our kids are that are in the biz camp, they're different families, different encouragements and support from their community, where a lot of the children that we did this program with at Dorsey, they didn't have that. And so Rhonda and I go in, and we're just right off the back of the Nifty camp. So we are all excited, and we're going to go in and talk to 30 kids that are just like the 25 we just that was not the case.
We had to regroup day one.
Rhonda's like, oh my God, maybe we can't do this. So when I'm asking the kids what they want to do for their businesses, and they're looking at me like I'm from planet, I don't know, Mars, and they're going, business? And I was like, okay, all right, well, we won't worry about business. What do you want to do after you get out of school? And they're like, what? And I'm like, okay, what do you like to do? What is your passion? They're like,
and one of the kids said, nobody's ever asked me that.
Wow.
And they were sophomores in high school.
right.
So it was just amazing that they had no clue. They weren't accustomed to it. This was like total foreign land for us and for them.
Yeah, and the crazy thing, I think, is that they're the young spirits that has so much imagination, and within those imaginations are solutions that we need to tap into and help them bring them,
help
a
them,
product, a service, or something to our
Right.
community. So yeah,
And these kids, it was like the creativity had been sucked out somewhere along the way, and so we actually had to spend our time getting them to dream. We had to first start that way, and getting them to see that there are dreams out there, and whatever they want to do, they can do that. And but it was challenging. It was challenging in the beginning, but at the end, one of the things that every child that was left in the class, they actually got up and did their 3-minute pitch or 3-second pitch, and they were so excited. They actually had business concepts. We never got to the creating a plan, but they did have concepts, and they were able to take the things that they wanted to do. There was 2 that stuck out to me. Was this one young man, he told me he wanted to build things. So I asked him, what do you want to build? I said, he says, I don't know, houses and buildings and stuff. I said, so do you want to be the architect, or do you want to be the contractor? And he's like, I don't know what an architect is. And what do they do? So I told him that they drew up the plans. He's like, that might be nice. So I brought in a tabletop book that I have from Paul Williams, which is a black architect. And, oh, wow, I think he came out in the 1901 or something of that nature. In fact, he was one of the founding fathers of Broadway Federal Bank. And so I brought the book to the class, and I let him look through it. And Paul Williams had built First AME Church and the airport. There's some things that he did at the airport, but all over the city and all over the world he actually had done. And so when he saw that he could build a church, he goes, I can build a church and be a preacher? Oh, and I said, yeah, you can. And so he was really, really excited. And then there was 2 twin boys. They were brothers that were the soccer players. And so once we realized that they could play soccer professionally, but afterwards, then they could have their own equipment company, they could have their own T-shirt company, they could have their shoe line, and be physical therapists. Oh, they were really excited after that. And so that was probably the most rewarding thing, that we helped them dream. Yeah. And I think that's what this program, and what Nifty and any entrepreneur program is, helping kids dream.
Yeah.
And dream big.
Yes.
And that's what we do. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about that. Again, this is the Business Zone with Gilbert and Crystal, and we're going to go to break. And we'd love to have you call in after we get into our conversation. The number is 323-293-3375. So we are going to take a break at the moment, and we'll be back shortly. Hello, we're back from our break, and we want to thank you all for supporting the Business Zone, our new radio show designed to help small businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. With your listenership, we have reached almost 10,000 viewers on Facebook and listeners in actually 3 days, and it was our very first show. So
Congratulations.
we are so excited about that. So just imagine, after we've been here for a month. Wow. So we broadcast live stream every Friday afternoon from 3 to 5, and you can find us on morrismedialive.com. And we are going to be talking about all aspects of business, getting our small businesses contract ready, bank loan ready, and business ready. One of the things as a business coach that I have found that our entrepreneurs tend to fall into business. The infrastructure is never put in place, and it goes along fine until there's a crisis like a economy crash, and then they realize that wow, we don't know where to go from here, or we don't know how to move up or here, or how to scale up. And one of the things that Rhonda did, as well as the Nifty program, she ran the entrepreneurial program at the Los Angeles Urban League, and so that was the capacity that she and I worked in. And we've had many coaching sessions with number of businesses. And would you say that was the infrastructure is the biggest issue?
Getting it started, laying a solid foundation, because so many of them want to run the business, but they don't have a foundation. They want to make the product. They want to provide the service, but the operations of the organization is what needs to be tightened up in a great kind of way.
Yeah, in a great kind of way. and we really found that to be the case when they started the train project, the Metro train project on the Crenshaw corridor. So many of the businesses that were already hanging on by a thread, by the time they got to the train and they start construction in front of their businesses, that thread was broke.
Yes, it was.
And so she also worked with, they had a program, the Urban League has a program over there called the Business Solutions Center. And so she worked with a number of the businesses up and down the corridor, helping them reach and have access to the tools and the resources that we could bring to them. Want to talk on that?
We're trying to get them to think differently, because they're so dependent upon who's going to walk in the door, but they have not spent marketing dollars.
Yes.
They have not tapped in. I was amazed at how many did not have email. So they don't have social media. They don't have other ways. They're not running specials to get customers in their door. They haven't started thinking about creative ways of how can I deliver the product to them? If they can't get to me, can I get to them? Can I increase my delivery? What is it that we can do to stay in business? I don't have to be dependent upon the fact that Metro just closed the street, so people can't even get to my facility, and whether or not I'm able to feed my family. So it's not just being in business and making a profit, but can I feed my family?
Right, exactly. And so many of them cannot feed their family, or they're barely feeding their family. And it's almost as if the revenue that they're generating is really like a paycheck, because it's not creating any profit that's going back into the business. Is going to the bare necessities of the business, and then the bare necessities at their home. And so we spent endless hours helping them see and change the mindset. And that's what has to happen with a lot of minority-owned businesses. We have to think bigger and broader. And that's what's so amazing about the Nifty program, because the kids come in with these grand ideas and wonderful ideas, and we're like, yeah, go for it.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't care. Yeah, you want to build a spaceship to the moon? Okay, we will help you build this spaceship. But our adult business owners need that same enthusiasm that the kids have. That wow, when I think of a business, I don't think of a small business. I think of a business, a business that has legs and arms and that can grow into multi-million dollars. And so that's a challenge on the adult side. But on the kids side, that's a total different thing. But we have such a great time. So, Rhonda, tell me, what was the overall experience for you when you first started working with Nifty?
Wow. Overall, when I first started, I didn't have structure. I had support, but I could do it any way I wanted. So when we first started, we started with a 4-week program.
Okay.
And we recruited young people, and it was a matter of whosoever will, let them come. So if you're not in summer school and you're available and you can be here every day, because I put some requirements on it. They had to be business professional. They had to not require babysitting. And they had to have the drive and be willing to do the work. Just be excited about doing something. It couldn't be a bump on a log and just sit in the class. No, that wasn't going to work. So in 4 weeks, we were able to, and they didn't have to have an idea before they arrived. We would help build it, help figure out in day one. Mm-hmm. We'd help them identify something that they might be interested in, and then build from there. Yeah. And so we ended up having field trips. We go to the Junior Achievement Finance Park every year, and that within itself is just a blessing to be able to add personal budgeting to the business budgeting and expense reports and all that kind of stuff to their plan. And then we always visit a company. We take a walking tour.
Yes.
So, and in the walking tour, basically, they're looking to see whatever my business is, what's in this neighborhood, what's not in this neighborhood, and then would my business fit in this neighborhood. And we usually will walk to a neighborhood restaurant and have lunch. And the last couple of years, we've been having lunch with Greg Doolin.
Yes, we have.
And then Greg would take some time. The owner of the restaurant would then take time and talk to them about how they got in business and some ups and downs of challenges that they have and that they've experienced in it. So it's just marvelous.
Right, and I was at Greg Doolin's restaurant, which is on Crenshaw, and I believe 43rd, somewhere around in that area. It's a soul food restaurant that has been in the community for well over 30 years. 48. And his father opened up Doolin's. I think it started with Aunt Kizzy's back porch, which was in the marina. And then they have 3 locations now. They have Adolph's that's on Manchester. Mm-hmm. And then they have Greg's Place, Doolin's Restaurant and Catering Services, that's on 48th. And then they have one on Manchester by Crenshaw.
Yes.
That's one of their locations. And I hear he's maybe one of the newer restaurants that's going to be in the Lamert Park Village.
Okay,
yeah,
awesome.
He's working on some stuff there too. So I just saw him last week, and he's pretty excited. But he really, when we talk about the Nifty program, he's like, "Are the kids coming back? Are the kids coming back?" And he loves having the kids there. And then for those that have never been to Doolin's or never ever experienced soul food, I remember Estelle Reyes. She's like, "Oh my God, this is good food." And the classes are made up of children from all ethnicities. So right. a lot of them had not had soul food, and so they all really truly enjoyed themselves.
That's fantastic. I look forward to that.
Yeah, so that's a fun thing. So, Bracy, can you tell us a little bit about the other programs and how the programs are structured for the kids?
Right. Yes. So Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship has several programs during the school year. We have Exploring Careers, where we basically take the students' ideas, have them do a little research, and then sort of maybe even become like an MVP type of thing, your most valuable product. On the Exploring Career, we hold off on the financial piece, so it's more of an introductory to the Nifty program. And then from there, we do Owning Your Own Future, which is the bread and butter of Nifty, and we walk them from ideation to creation to financials to marketing. So it touches on all the entire business plan concepts, and to the point where we then encourage them to start launching their businesses. So we encourage them to do their MVPs, multiple prototypes. They can pivot from there. So there are definitely a lot of opportunities to just with the entire curriculum. And then we have a startup tech. So it's mostly how do we create an app. It would be an example. So how do we go into and penetrate into the technology world when you have an idea with technology. So those are the three main components of NIFTY. We also have our summer program. So BizCamp is funded by a city foundation. So BizCamp, we've been talking about it over this conversation. And then the one that we're currently operating in conjunction is the Startup Summer. So Startup Summer, we're partnered with USC right now, so we're hosting the program there. And it's basically a program where if a student has already taken the NIFTY curriculum, we choose 20 of the top applicants to invite them over for the summer, put them through the boot camp summer program, and then the whole approach to this program is for them to launch their idea at the end of the program. So we also provide mentors to come in. So we have a lot of partnerships with mentors to sort of guide them in their industries. And so, yeah,
okay.
We have about.
How many children do actually come through the program throughout the year?
Yes. So this year we hit around over 1,800 students. Young entrepreneurs at 24 different schools and working with over 30 teachers. This coming school year, we're forecasting to work with 2,300 students.
Wow.
Yeah. And so then once the students complete the NIFTY program, they become alumni. So then we provide them, through our partnerships, some alumni opportunities like scholarships for them to pursue their ideas after they've sort of exited the program.
And what is the overall age for the schools? Because I know what our overall age is, but what is the overall age for those that are in the school system? What grade?
The overall age is mostly high school, between 15 and 18 years old. We are inside middle schools as well. So we have teachers who live and breathe NIFTY, and they really break it down at the middle school level. They don't dumb it down. They just break it down so that they can understand certain concepts, and so the students get to, pitch their ideas. A lot of the NIFTY Owning Your Future then sort of puts you into classroom competitions, and so from there they get pushed on to semi-regional competitions in Los Angeles across all schools. And then from those top finalists, they get invited to the regional, and then from those winners they go to the nationals all the way to New York. So this year our national finalists are going to be competing for $25,000 so that they can invest in their own company and their ventures.
Now, are there many students that have, after they finished high school, that they actually are running their own businesses or went to college and running their businesses while they're in college?
Yes, we do have some students who are profiting as they go to college. And so I think at that point they start trying to figure out how to do college and do time management. I think that's where they start struggling with the time. Mm-hmm. Like, how do I implement my business, get this running and keep it running, and then also focus on school. So,
and this program is nationwide?
This program is nation and globally wide. Yes.
Okay. What countries are you in?
Yikes. I want to say we're in
China.
We're China. China. I know we're
Australia.
Yeah, Australia.
Okay.
Yeah, they're global partners.
Partners.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Mm-hmm. So, Rhonda, can you tell them, because this is for the parents and the kids that are come through the program, what our requirements are for BizCamp for the kids?
For this year, BizCamp is was it 13? I think it's 13 to 18. Mm-hmm. And there's an application, and actually orientation is tomorrow. I'm sorry, I'm jumping into that right away because there are still just a couple of spots still available, but orientation is tomorrow. They just need to have a drive to want to do something, whether they enjoy the ideal young person will be the one that's trying to sell candy at school, the one who wants to make a pet rock,
okay,
the one who wants an app, or say they they're always trying to figure out how to get the things that parents can't afford to give them.
Right.
So that's the ideal young person because they have drive.
Right.
Because sometimes you're having a hard time. What does drive look like? But that's the ideal young person. So I know in years past, it won't happen this year, but a couple of years ago, we actually had a 7-year-old.
Wow.
In the class. It was the age was from 7 to 18. Wow. And the reason that the 7-year-old got in the class was because we were on a field trip and they were talking about their hot dog business that they were running with their cousin in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And they just happened to be in LA for the summer. And I said, well, who's teaching you? Oh, we just do this, this, and this. And he had the concept. So I said, well, if we could stay with that, I would let him in. But this year, we don't have space for a 7-year-old. Because the curriculum, what's good about the curriculum is while there is a book, the goal is that the instructors bring the book alive.
Exactly.
So that's why various ages can be in the room and still everyone be successful. Because even that the youngest person in the room still has to do their presentation. They still have to do public speaking every day. Mm-hmm. They have to come business casual. They have to pay attention. We have guest speakers. Other entrepreneurs come in and share. We have business plan coaches come in and sit one-on-one with the young people. And we still need more coaches.
So,
yes.
Okay. So you guys hear that out there in listening
We're always going to
land.
need coaches.
We need coaches. We need volunteers. The program starts July 25th.
Yes.
And it goes on to August 5th. And the kids start, we're there at 8 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. Class starts at 9 o'clock. Mm-hmm. They are fed breakfast, lunch, and snacks. We have 2 field trips. We're going to the Junior Achievement, and we're going to a studio.
A production studio.
And you also have a sales day.
And a sales day. We have, sales day. We have a wholesale trip.
We got a wholesale trip downtown. And then on the Saturday, July 30th, you can come out and you can buy the products that the kids are selling, and because they need a profit, and then we're investing in them, and they got to pay their investment back that Saturday. And so we want you to come out to the Los Angeles Urban League at 3450 Mount Vernon Avenue Drive in Los Angeles, California. It's right there in the back of on the mound, the sales mound, and they're going to be selling their products. They're going to be pitching their products. By that time, they will have learned to market their products. They will learn pricing their product, packaging, and even collaborating with one another, because they have found that they have to combine sometimes their investment amount in order to buy certain products, and then being able to reach. So, and what we want is to have a large number of people coming by that Saturday afternoon. It starts at
10. It's only 10 to 12:30.
10 to 12:30. Come by, buy some of their product. Now, guys, I'm giving up tennis for this, so I know y'all can come out, because I don't give up tennis for too many things. But for the kids, I'm going to give up my Saturday morning tennis training and come out with them. So we're going to ask that you guys come out as well and support the kids, because you will be amazed at some of the things we've had in the past. Artists, we've had I think the young man that won last year, a mobile app, Elijah, what's his last name? Jackson?
No?
Job. He created a mobile app, Hoop Dreams, where if you're looking for a basketball game anywhere in the city, then you can go on the app and put in your criteria, and it'll tell you who's playing, what type of court it is, and whether it's a rec center and everything. So that was what he created. I think we've had a lot of social enterprise businesses. The young lady with the T-shirts that was selling to feed the children.
Exactly.
And wherever. And then who else did we have that was kind of exciting?
Mario.
Oh, Mario the magician. He actually has been performing since he was 7.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's now 16, 17 years old. So he's a veteran entrepreneur at 17 or 16, but he incredible, very talented, very, very talented. They've had product lines. Some of them were already in business, and then some of them developed their business, their concept right there in the classroom, and they are truly intense. It's all day long. being instruction, and then they have to take the application. We have games that actually they're creating inventions.
Yes.
They are doing a marketing campaign. Then they get up in front of the class. And
Very hands-on.
Very hands-on. So they're learning to speak and to pitch their businesses.
Right. So then it's not just how do you calculate where to get my product, but it's about your presentation skills as well, and and building relationships. Like, you can't do this by yourself without actually getting out there, having that conversation with someone and seeing where that's going to connect you. But it's just not just the business plan skills, like presentation, communication skills, and how do you sell yourself? Because a lot of the businesses, a lot of ventures, I want to say investors, invest in the people. So how do you present yourself up there?
Right,
with your
exactly.
idea? Mm-hmm.
And I can recall a couple of kids when we were in the program, so quiet when they first came in. You could barely hear them. I said, "What's your?" It's like, can you speak up, child? Can you speak up? And then, but by the time the end of the week, boy, these big booming voices and the competition day. Mm-hmm. Can you guys talk on the? Can you talk on the competition day, Rhonda?
It is electric.
Yes,
because these young people who didn't think they could. It has been revealed their confidence is there. They're nervous,
yes.
And then yet they're encouraging one another to do well, because they realize that even if they don't win the monetary prize, that they all have come a long way, and it's a magic day. Magic day.
Yeah, they impress me. I don't think I can ever do that. I tried, and it's like they go far and beyond, like, wow, like anybody's expectations. I think their own expectations, and they go up there, they're fearless, and they own it.
Yes.
They really come to a point where they start owning their voice and really projecting it.
And we actually have three. Each room has 3 judges, 3 entrepreneurs that come out that have not seen anything about their product. So this is real. It's not the teacher sitting in. It's not, Urban League staff just coming along. Come on in here and let's judge these kids. No,
let's give them a grade. It's nothing like that.
No, right. They're really presenting.
Rubric, yeah.
Because you just never know if this is the next launch to the next level of their life.
Exactly.
Right, And I've had young people graduate from college and call me back and say, "Do you realize that what you taught me, I learned it in college. I refreshed it in college, and now I'm really thinking about that business, but doing a different business, not necessarily the one I started then, because a serial entrepreneur usually goes through 6 different businesses anyway in their lifetime.
We do, and even I think one of the biz camps I worked at, one of the kids came back to volunteer. A couple of kids have come back.
Jordyn Williams, who's now at Tougaloo University, and in Mississippi, and he's actually in town doing a comedy show tonight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's really building his comedy business.
Okay, so parents, if you're out there and you are looking, you have that entrepreneurial spirit child that's been wanting to have their own business and you don't know how to guide them and there's no resources, you want to call us and at 323-293-3375 and find out, so you can find out how you can be part of and get your child involved. The orientation is tomorrow
at 10
o'clock at the Los Angeles Urban League, which is at 3450 Mount Vernon Drive in Los Angeles. So at 10 o'clock, you can come out and find about the program, sign your children up. Oh, and the best part, we didn't even say that. It is free.
Oh, yeah.
So here's a 10-day camp for your children that is absolutely free, and they're fed, and they're entertained, and they're educated. And early on the other side of it, they actually could have you working for them. Okay, because that has happened quite a few times. So we call in, and actually, if you're interested in coming out, you can call Bonnie Thomas Jeter.
No, let me just give you this number. What's the number? 424-258-5433.
Okay.
The number again is 424-258-5433. 5433. And that's my number, and I can be able to answer all your questions.
And that is Rhonda Sandifer. So if you have questions on how you can get your child involved in the camp that's on January 25th through July 25th through August 5th, then please call in. And any of you out there that have a passion and are very good at what you do and really know that you want to be there to help a child reach their goals and their dreams, please, we need volunteers. We need coaches.
Yes.
We need judges. It's really cool when a kid can look up and see that someone that looks like them is there coaching them. We also, in the past couple of years, have had interns from Ernst & Young,
Yes.
the financial wizards, and the kids are just amazing.
They're an amazing partnership.
Amazing partnership.
And they're coming back, too.
They're coming back?
Yes,
Good.
they're coming back.
And so we just have a really good time at that camp, even though it's a lot of hard work and it's 8 o'clock in the morning.
And it's so worth it.
And it's so worth it. And it's to 5 o'clock. And we have 25 kids and we become their parents. And during that time, because we've actually had some personal, we develop a relationship with the kids.
Yes.
And so they're coming to have conversation with you to
Yes.
help guide them. So we've had a number of them. So we're going to go to break. This is the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert. And we're going to take a break. And when we come back, now these wonderful young people that were part of the program, part of Biz Camp, the last couple of summers, they're going to come and tell us about their experience. So we will be back shortly.
Thank you, Crystal.
And welcome back. We are the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert, a weekly online radio show bringing business, entrepreneur, and supplier diversity together to create success. And today we are here talking about a program called NIFTY, which is the Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship to Young People. And we have some young alums from the previous Biz Camp that they're going to be talking about their business. So my first one, and he actually was in the class that I taught. And when he came in, he was the youngest person out of all the kids there. And he was just so enthusiastic about what he did, so talented. And as we got to know him, you almost forgot that he was, how old were you at the time?
I believe I was about 9, so I was in 3rd grade when this happened.
Okay. So you almost forgot that he was in 3rd grade. But when I recognized that he was in 3rd grade was when he was competing. And while he was, and throughout the class, you'd come over and talk to him, and he had a little yellow duck. And that's when I realized that, wow, this is a kid. He's a child. He had his little yellow duck, and the little duck went everywhere he went throughout the class. And the day we were at competition, he's like, Miss Crystal, I got my duck. I got my duck. And that's when I realized he was a child. Chuk. Chuk is a trained actor, and he will pronounce his full name because the rest of us can't. So he's going to pronounce that when he speaks to you. He's a trained actor from Actors Comedy Studio. Chuk is currently starring in a show called Lady Dynamite with Maria Bamford. Chuk is also the star in the PETA commercial and PSA, The Story of Agga.
Agag.
Agag, okay. Chuk is being mentored by Taylor Suits LA, Richard Alvarez, as well as co-starring in a kids pilot program called Let's Stay Together. Chuk can be seen on several BuzzFeed videos, one with over 5 million views. Chuk is an alumni from the Laugh Factory comedy camp. Chuk is a kid CEO. He owns a company called Chuk's Bows, currently available online and through Instagram. Chuk is the youngest alum at the Los Angeles Urban League Entrepreneurial Biz Camp. His recent appearances, Drake Energy Video, Laugh Factory, Flappers, the Comedy Union, and the host of the Los Angeles Urban League Biz Camp Celebration. Charities that Chuk serves. Chuk performs stand-up comedy for kids on Skid Row every month and it's called Worthy of Love. Welcome, Chuk. Wow, you are such a talented young man, an actor in his own right. He got credits. He has credits out there. And so, Chuk, tell us a little bit about who you are other than what I just read.
Well,
so how old are you?
Well, now I'm 10 and I'm in 4th grade now, but I'm currently about to go into the 5th grade.
Okay.
And my name is actually Nigerian. It means God has done well, but I'll tell you my whole name. It's Chuku Imeka Waka. And it means God has done well. It's really long.
And God did do well.
Yes, he has.
He did an incredible thing when he created you.
Yeah.
Along with your parents, of course. So tell me, Chuk, what was your experience when you first came to Biz Camp?
Well, what was my experience? It was different. It was large. Everybody in there was just on their phones and quiet like this. Just silent. So I'm like, I was the only person who was really trying to socialize there when I was younger. So it was a really good experience. I got to learn how to make a business plan. I learned my market. I learned marketing, and I learned how to do my pitch, which was amazing.
Yes, it was. So you were already in business, though, when you came, right?
Yeah, I already had my business, and I already had some business cards as well.
Okay. So tell us what you do.
Well, I'm an actor, designer, comedian, and I'm also the CEO of my own company.
Okay. So what's your product? What do you make?
I make and design bow ties and hair bows.
Okay. And what motivated that?
Well, I just like getting dressed. So later on, I decided to say, hey, why not start my own company? So I did.
Okay. So you want to hold up some of your, the cameras are right there. You want to show up some of your bow ties?
Yeah, it has one bow tie right.
So there you go. So this is one of his, and you have another one for me?
Yep.
So how do you pick your materials for your bows?
Well, I usually go downtown most of the time, and then the first thing I do is look at the material. I feel it to make sure if it's stretchy. If it's stretchy and thin and like almost see-through, you cannot use that for a bow tie. It needs to be nice, it needs to be soft, and it can't be all stretchy and see-through. That's not good.
Okay. And have you sold many bow ties?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So about how many clients you have?
How many clients do I have? Well, I have a lot of clients. I have some clients who are like in the NFL. I have like a football player as one of my clients, I believe. And we're trying to make a new line called Colossal. Since he's really big, we're gonna make different ones for people who are a little larger, so it will fit around their neck instead of the normal size.
Oh, okay. And so you wear your own bow ties as well?
Yes, I'm wearing one right now.
Okay. And what is that one called?
This here, let me see. I'm gonna see if I can get this off. Well, this is the clip-on. This is the top seller. It's called the Sneaker Doodle.
Okay. So the Sneaker Doodle, everyone has sneakers, and they with colored shoestrings, and it's called the Sneakerdoodle. And so you make them both with the clip-on and the tie around the neck?
These are currently have the ones that are tied. Well, these currently have the straps. I don't make the ones that you have to tie yourself. I usually just make the ones that are pre-made, but I have versions of the bow ties that you guys just saw with clips on them.
Oh, okay. All righty. So are you doing your marketing? Do you go out and do your own marketing?
Yes, I do.
Okay. How did you become a comedian?
Well, I was just naturally funny, and we went into this place where they had open mic, and I just told a bunch of jokes about my Nigerian dad, and everybody loved it, and then I just kept doing that, and I decided to become a comedian.
Okay, so you think you want to share a joke with us?
Okay. So my dad's Nigerian, and he doesn't understand the whole Hollywood thing, so I said, Dad, I want to be an actor. And he says, what is this act? I have never heard of such things before. You better act like you're going to college. Then, a couple weeks later, one of those acting checks came in the mail. My dad looks at the check, and then he looks back at me, and he says, my son, the actor.
So Dad is all for it now, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so how many, when you go, so you went to Flappers, I've been there. So how many people, you're okay with that number of people in the audience?
Yeah, I'm a real people person. I'm really social. So I really didn't mind that there are that many people.
Okay, so you like that. And you're acting as well. Let's see what we got going on here. You're at, what's this? Aga. a gag. Ag-gag.
That's Ag-Gag.
Yeah, what's that about?
It's a film for PETA. They haven't done one in a long time, and I was actually featured in there. They decided to make me the PETA kid, so they had a bunch of different things. Like they at the end of the video, you'll probably see it. They did an animal dance party, which is really awesome.
Okay, so PETA is the pet. What does PETA stand for?
It's like
Is it pet?
It's like pet. It's animals. It's P something something animal.
Okay,
I
so
forgot.
the Animal Association.
Yeah, basically.
And what is Lady Dynamite? What did you do in that? What role?
I played the person who got shot. And basically, what was supposed to happen is that they sent out a bunch. Maria Bamford sent out a bunch of T-shirts, and she sent them out to Nigeria. So what happened is that they saw it, and it was Nigeria war for some reason. And you know what happened? Let me see. The people found the T-shirts and they put them on and they did a video and sent it out there.
Oh wow! Yeah. So how old when you started acting?
Well, I've been acting for a long time. Maybe when I was like really short. So maybe when I was like 4, 3. You could say when I was 2.
Oh.
I've been acting almost my whole life.
Okay, wow. So you actually are a serial entrepreneur. So you have your acting is your career. That's a career, and that's an entrepreneurial type of career because you're out looking for. Your mom helps you. Is your mom your manager?
Well, you could say that. My mom drives me around to all. Yeah, you can say she's my manager.
Oh, okay. Because she drives you all to all your auditions and
but
so
I
forth.
do have an actual manager.
Oh, you do have an actual manager?
Yes.
Okay. So, so when do you have time to do your bow ties?
When I don't have time to do my bow ties, really, when like I have no auditions, I usually at my sewing machine and I'm making bow ties.
And who taught you to sew?
Well, my mom taught me to sew.
Oh, okay, okay. So what's your aspirations for your much older life?
Probably to do all the same things.
Okay.
Maybe probably be an inventor, make other things.
Okay. Are you going to expand on your bow tie design business?
Yeah, these aren't all the designs. I have a bunch of other ones that you can see on my Instagram, Chuk's Bows, CHUKS, or on my or on my website.
On your website. So you're 10 years old.
Yes.
And so he's been in business since he was 7.
Yes.
He's been acting since he was 2. So that's why I told you these are special children, very special children. So, because most 2-year-olds are just crawling around and getting into all kinds of mischief, but you were out there with a career already.
Yeah.
Wow. So where do you want to go to college?
I haven't decided that yet.
What do you want to do?
What do I want to do?
What do you want to study when you go to college?
Let's see. I think it's philosophy or something. I forgot the name of it.
Okay. Okay. All righty. So where do you go to school now?
Well, I go to school somewhere in Manhattan Beach.
Somewhere in Manhattan. Does the school have a name? Or are you going to a new school?
The school has a name. I'm just not going to say the information because that's kind of personal.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. I'm good with that.
No, it's fine.
No problem. So, are you currently on Let's Stay Together?
I'm currently on Let's Stay Together.
The pilot show, or are you acting right now? You were.
I'm not currently on the show. I mean, I was on a couple episodes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got what you got anything going on right now that we should be looking out for, or tuned into?
Well, I'm actually auditioning for a show, but I can't say the name of it.
Okay.
For legal reasons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we will just keep in. Is that information on your website or your Instagram? How will we know once you can talk about it?
It's probably gonna be on my Instagram.
Okay. You think you can call in on the show and let me know too, and then I can tell everybody to watch out for it? Okay, that'll be fantastic. Well, thank you, Chuk. Don't go anywhere yet, though. Jordyn, I actually met when she was 10 years old, and she has a jewelry business. And I believe Rhonda asked me to come and as a coach to have a conversation with her. Yes. And I was absolutely blown away at this 10-year-old because she was sounding like she was 35. The way we were talking about her jewelry and how she designed her jewelry, just like Chuk. I think he's 35 too. I think he's just a short 35, but I think he's 35. Jordyn Jackson is a 16-year-old CEO of Jewelry Made Fabulous. She attends Long Beach Polytech High School and will be a junior in the fall. She started Jewelry Made Fabulous 5 years ago at the ripe age of 11, and had the opportunity to attend the Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship Biz Camp at the Los Angeles Urban League. Oh, I have a caller. Hello, caller. What is your name?
Hi, this is Nisi.
Hi, Nisi. How are you today?
Oh, this
I'm
is my cousin.
fantastic. How are you guys?
Oh, I'm well. So are you calling for your cousin Chuk?
Yes, that's my cousin. I just want to congratulate him and take the time out to tell him that I'm proud of him and keep up the good work and don't let anyone stop you.
Okay, thanks.
All righty. Well, thank you, Nisi, for calling in. Nisi, all right, do you have a business as well?
I don't have a business, but I work with my cousin. I'm all in for my cousin.
Oh, all righty. Hey, you have to have family. When you're in business for yourself, you have to have a team and a village. It helps, huh, Chuk?
Yes, it really does.
A strong team in the village.
Okay, well, that's fantastic. Well, Chuk is an amazing young person, young adult. I'm going to say he's a young adult because he is a young adult.
Right.
And, so I'm glad you guys got his back out there. And we're going to be looking for some fantastic things for him in his future.
Always and forever.
Okay, thank you for calling.
You're great. You guys have a good day.
All right, thank you. So Jordyn had formulated a business plan and competed with other members of the class in a business plan competition. A Jury Made Fabulous came in first place for the class competition and was able to advance to the regional business plan competition where they won second place. Jordyn was then invited to the Masters of Ceremony for high school competition. She also had the honor of traveling to New York City to be recognized as Nifty's Entrepreneur of the Year for Los Angeles in 2013. Wow. Since then, Jordyn has been working to make JMF a global business and hopes to branch out into different areas of design. Jordyn runs Jury Made Fabulous as well as plays softball and recently launched a YouTube channel called Crown Me Jordyn, where she talks all things fashion. Well, welcome, Jordyn. Wow, see, another phenomenal child, young adult person. So tell us about yourself, Jordyn. Wow.
Well, I'm Jordyn Jackson, and I don't really know what else I'm gonna say.
So tell me why jury?
Jewelry. Well, as a child, I've always been very fashionable. I've always had a bracelet, an earring, some necklaces. I've always dressed myself.
Okay.
So I've always had a passion for fashion, and when I had the opportunity, thank you to Rhonda Sandifer, I had the opportunity to attend the Nifty Biz Camp, and I just remember the first day they were like, so what do you enjoy to do? What would you like to make a business out of, something that you can, have a passion for as well as make money for and all of that. And I just remember sitting there like, what do I like to do? And I looked down and I'm like, I got some bracelets on. I like my jewelry. So that's how Jury Made Fabulous was born. And since then, I've just gotten the opportunity to network with different people who have helped me to better my business, help me to make new designs and venture out and figure out what can I do to make it to the next level.
Oh, wow. So do you have an extensive clientele as well?
Right now, actually, I do. I network with a lot of reoccurring clients that come back to me at the moment. But right now, Jury Made Fabulous is revamping, and we're just going to redesign and reopen my business, if that makes sense. And
are you selling to your school colleagues, your peers?
Yes, my peers do support me. Like, I'm very, very gracious of all of my friends. And in high school, sometimes people don't get you on that level, and they're like, why are you doing this, or that's weird, or that's not something that they would have thought of. But the friends and the peers that I do have, they're like, wow, that's amazing. They support me, and they're there for me and help me. They help me with my designs, because I think about it as, what do the people want?
Oh, okay.
And what is my clientele, which is a range from high school to young adults, and what would they like as them.
Okay.
So,
You know, there was years ago I read, before I met you, there was a young lady that actually made necklaces out of bottle caps. And
Yes.
she painted daisies on them. And she actually has a net profit of about $5 million on selling her jewelry to her school, to all the kids in the school and around in the area that she lived in. And I think she eventually gave that business to her sister, and she started a business where she's teaching young people how to be entrepreneurs. So is that an aspiration, is to grow your business to the multi-million-dollar range?
yes, most definitely. Like I have a vision of being in name brand stores such as Bloomingdale's, Nordstrom's, Saks. Like that's the level that I want to make Jewelry Made Fabulous to be on.
Okay. Have you decided what college you're going to?
My number one college in mind is the University of Oregon.
Okay. I have some friends. I have a friend whose son is playing football for them.
Yes, so that's my top school.
Okay. And what are we going to study?
I want to be an anesthesiologist, but I also want to have a degree in business because I'm very, very passionate about fashion. And later in life, I want to be able to branch out of jewelry and do handbags or clothing and just all the areas of fashion I want to accomplish. So
you're gonna be a fashion designer and anesthesiologist. Is that what's gonna happen?
That's the plan.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Those are two very broad
yes.
skill careers. So let's see some of your jewelry.
So right here I have two of my rings.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Beautiful.
And then here's some bracelets. This is actually a set, one of my summertime sets.
Okay.
Right
Look
there.
at that. It has glasses and peace sign. And what's this one? And Eiffel Tower. These are beautiful. So where do you go downtown to get or you order your?
I do both.
You do both?
Yes.
Okay. And do you draw out the designs first, or?
No, actually I don't. I just lay out all my materials. Mm-hmm. And I think.
And you think?
Yes.
Okay. So what's your profit margin? Do you know what your?
Honestly, I don't.
You don't? Okay. Are you making more money than you spending?
Oh, most definitely. Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
All
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
No, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So what was the takeaway that you had from you've been in the Nifty program since you were 11 years old and you're now 16, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So what's your takeaway and how valuable is the program?
Nifty honestly changed my life because I have that entrepreneurial spirit from my mom. She's an event planner. So just going into the Nifty program, already having that drive, and then seeing other people, seeing the name brands, the top people, and them mentoring me was a huge advantage. And I feel like the Nifty program does so much more than you can do on your own. And just going to different places and traveling and meeting CEOs, all of that is like the greatest experience ever. And the Nifty program, honestly, there's nothing that can top it from me.
Okay.
Personally, it's a really great experience, and it's done so much for me and has opened my eyes to different things, different areas, my business plan, and even all of the things that you can do after you take the course. They offer you alumni opportunities, and you can go here, you can take this program, you can try that, and all of that helps every step of the way.
So you do know when you go for your business, the business, you're going to be so far advanced than everyone in the marketing area and in pricing of your product and merchandising, right?
Yes.
So let me ask this. So with that, because you could actually have a career as a buyer and have a string of boutiques, could that overshadow being an anesthesiologist?
Yes.
It could?
Yes.
Okay. And how about a magazine? Would you want to be the publisher of a magazine?
I would. I have all of those dreams. I think of myself, well, what's the word I'm looking for? I look up to Kate Spade.
Okay.
Because she's so chic. Mm-hmm. The line is chic. Everything is, it's so different. She has bed sheets, fashion, handbags, clothing, like all of that is what I dream to do, as just design buying, selling.
Okay, so it's unlimited.
It's unlimited, yes.
Nifty gave you an opportunity to have unlimited options, right?
Yes.
So you guys are young people that you just, any spectrum of work you could actually do. Chuk, you could master being in the entertainment industry, and you started at such a young age, and then at the same time have a backup career in your designs. And I know when Chuk was designing, we actually talked about creating jackets that had the inner lining of the jacket would reflect the bow tie. And is that still something that you thinking about in your production line?
Yes, it still is.
Okay, and then I think there's some socks and something we talked about too.
Oh yeah, we talked about making socks as well.
Okay. And so Jordyn, so you graduate, you got one more year?
2.
2 more years? Oh, 2 more years. Okay. And then you'll be heading in. What would you say to another child that was coming into the program, or now we're actually marketing for the Biz Camp next week? What would you say was the best experience when you first came into the program, and what would you actually encourage other children to do, or other young people to participate in the program?
I would encourage all of the young kids to take the advice that you're given, because you wouldn't have this opportunity to talk to people who have experience and say, I tried this might not work, or this isn't the best path to go, or this, you might want to try it, but that may not work. Things like that really help in a business aspect, because with business, you try and you can fail, but you can try again and you can fail, but you can try again and you can get it. Mm-hmm. But if you eliminate the few fails that you have just listening to someone's advice,
right,
it helps a lot. So that I just say, listen to everything that you're told and take every single piece of advice, even if you may not think you need it right now, you may need it in the long run. Okay.
And have you met some incredible friends? Because you've been in for a while and through different programs that Nifty offers.
Yes, I have. And I was the youngest of my class. Mm-hmm. But even still, I didn't let that stop me, and everyone, I've seen them grow, and I really cherish them as, people and friends and business owners and CEOs and all of that.
Okay. And I know they bring a lot of coaches in. Do you actually have a coach? Can you call them if you have some questions?
Yes, actually I can. My coach I did the startup summer just recently, 2 summers ago actually. Mm-hmm. And we had assigned coaches, but all the coaches were there to help and guide, mm-hmm. if you know what I mean. And one of the coaches that I have that I was able to talk to and I can email and shoot a phone call is the owner of Dog Eared. Okay. And even though he wasn't my particular mentor, mm-hmm. I was able to still have a connection with him, and I really appreciate that, so many people will still listen. It's not just like, oh, I'm here for the moment and then I'm out, or, yeah, who are you again? Just things like that. So, yeah.
So did you, because I would say it, but I'm going to ask you to, do you feel more confident in yourself and your abilities since going through the Nifty program?
Yes, most definitely. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Fantastic. You came here with confidence, didn't you?
Yeah, kind of.
You were just born that way.
Yeah, you could.
But do you feel that way, though, when you're interacting with children your own age?
Yeah, I always do.
You always do? So when you guys are in high school and now you guys both have businesses, how do your friends at school, and they don't have businesses, right?
No.
Is there any entrepreneurs in your school?
I mean, no, not really.
No? You guys are like the only one?
Yeah, like the odd one out, basically.
Okay, so how does that go over, though, when you're interacting with your friends? When you have to stop and do business stuff, because you guys have a commitment. Yes. So you can't always just be out there playing. So when you have to go off and interview and have auditions and make your bow ties, do they understand that you have a job?
They do, like, oh, how'd your audition go? What was the audition for? Like, I interact with them normally. It's really no change.
Okay. And you, Jordyn?
Yes, I do agree. There's always some people who don't get it, but the ones that are like your true friends and you're people that support you, they always get it. They're actually more supportive, and they're like, go girl, or you got this, and I'm proud of you. So
Okay. Well, we want to thank you. Wow, both of you guys, we're very excited about your future, and I know you guys are, and you just have such a broad and an unlimited future. There are adults that are not as confident about what their future looks like as you guys are.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, huh? Yeah,
Wow.
That's amazing, huh? But when we have, so when you came to the program, so Rhonda and them helped you create your business line, and you already had yours, right? Because you like the whole fashion thing. So, so it's been just a pleasure. It's been a real pleasure to have both of you here, and I'm very excited about your future. And I know I was part of your training, and whenever you guys need some help, just reach back out. And when you could become that big cat tycoon, let me know. So if you need some employees, we can direct some round over to you. So everyone, we want to thank you. If you guys had any questions, you can ask. We're going to go on a break in a few minutes, and then you can come back. And if you have any questions of the kids about the program, you can call us at 323-293-3375. This is the Business Zone with Christo and Gilbert. Okay, welcome back, and this is Christo Mitchell with the Business Zone with Christo and Gilbert. That was just an exciting time with these kids. I just love working with children so much because, as I was saying, when you were talking to them, you forget you're talking to kids, because these kids have such brilliant ideas, and they are just stepping out there doing, and fear is not part of their vocabulary, and they're just making magic happen. They have big ideas, and then it's just not just one idea. It's, they're in fashion. As Jordyn said, she wanted to be an anesthesiologist, but her ultimate passion is being in the jewelry business and design business. It's one of the things I find about business owners is you really truly need to be doing what you're passionate about. That is so important, because it's not work when you do that. When you wake up in the morning and you can jump right on into whatever it is you're doing, whether you're creating with your hands, or you're creating with your voice, or you coaching other people, or consulting with other people, whatever that business is, that's part of the joy of being an entrepreneur. And serial entrepreneurs, we just get it. We get a real buzz out of creating, because that's really what it is. When you're starting a business, you create it just like it starts flat. It's on a piece of paper, and it's just a concept, and then you take that concept and you develop that concept into a true idea. Then you want to see if it actually solves problems, and if there's a need for it for someone else, that someone would actually purchase it. And then once you've determined that is a need for it, and you have the solution for that need, then you can now start putting the other components to it. You're building your foundation in your house, and at some point, then when you wake up, that's all you're doing. When I'm talking to clients and they're telling me their ideas and their concepts, and immediately my mind goes, okay, well, I would do this if I was there. I would be doing this. I would do this, and I would do this. And I wait and I see if they're going to go in that direction. And when they don't, it's like, okay, I got to tell them, hey, if I was doing this, this is how I would do it. And you should never limit yourself on the abilities of your creativity. That's one of the things that we here at the Biz Zone is doing. Our mission is to provide tools and resources to small businesses in a supplier diversity environment where entrepreneurship and the business opportunities are coming together, and you're bringing them together to foster success and to generate growth in your business, it's important that your business doesn't stay stagnant. So as both of the young people said, they wanted to expand on their line. They weren't just going to leave it where they were or where they started. They've grown. And I've known both of these kids when they started their program, and I've seen their early product and I see their products today, and it has grown. And so we as adult entrepreneurs should be looking and doing and creating the same type of mentality, the same mindset as a business owner, constantly growing, always looking for a better way to do what you started with. And it may not, and following whatever direction, as she said, as Jordyn said, Kate Spade was someone that she looked up to because she had expanded her business into the household designs, not just fashion, but also into household, and using her creativity in that way. So I want all my adult entrepreneurs out there to embrace your inner child. That's all I can tell you, is to embrace your inner child. And if you have a business that's sitting there germinating in your spirit, in your soul, then you have opportunities out there and people that are willing to help you, just like they're helping, just like the kids are getting mentorship. So there's some programs and some events that's coming up. Last week when we had Nolan Rollins here, he talked about a program, and he's the commissioner of the Los Angeles World Airports, and he talked about a program, the modernization of the Los Angeles Airport. So they want to do business with you. And they have a training program that's coming up, and it's for prospective LAWA, which is the Los Angeles World Airports, contractors and vendors. You can come out and learn what they're looking for. The training is going to take place on August 3rd on a Wednesday at 9 a.m. to 11. It's at the LAWA Admin West at 7301 World Way West in Los Angeles. And you have to RSP by Friday, July 29th, and this month. And you can go to monthly meeting RSVP at lawa.org. Space is limited, so will need to reserve. There is free parking, and they're going to tell you exactly what they are looking for and who they're looking for to do business. So the new airport is going to be fabulous. I saw a rendition 2 days ago. Wow, there's going to be a people mover that will take you from, I want to say it's at Florence, and it's going to take you there and take you all the way up to the door at the airport. You will not have to drive. You will not have to sit in traffic, and none of that stuff anymore. It's going to be an amazing project. And then the number of stores that are going to be there, they're looking for very high-end stores and unique stuff, and even better restaurants. Because right now when you fly out of LAX, you actually get your choice is McDonald's. But when you fly out now, you will be able to have a sit-down meal before you fly out to wherever you're going. Another opportunity that is coming up is the Miller Lite Tap the Future. They're coming to Los Angeles, and that means Damon John will be here. So Miller Lite has a program. It's a business plan competition, very much like Shark Tank. It's the application process takes place in the early part of the year, and you can submit a business plan, a concept to them, and then they select out of the nation 4 different regions, and then they travel around the country and hearing the pitches, and then they will select you, and the grand prize is $200,000. And then when they come to the city, you will be pitching your business. So the entries have already been selected for this year. So those individuals that are actually applied and were chosen, they're going to be pitching their business. And that's going to take place in Los Angeles, August 10th. And I will let you know the dates if you will reach out to me and go to the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert.com. I will have some information there. I will be sending out blasts, and there's going to be a special treat and I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do this, but you will have an opportunity to attend the VIP reception and meet Damon John. But of course, there's going to be a catch there, because you're going to have to do something for me in order for you to be put on the list. So they've asked me to create my VIP list for the reception, and then you will be able to attend and have an opportunity. And that's not all. You also will have an opportunity that you too can pitch your business. You can do a 30-second pitch and pitch your business to Damon John and the panel of judges, and you could win $500 that night. And then, of course, they already know you. So when the next entry for the pitch competition, which I believe is in April of next year, then you will also have that opportunity to do so. So you want to reach out to us on our Facebook, which is the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert, and as well you can email us at contact us at the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert.com, and let me know that you're interested, and then I'm going to decide how we are going to choose those individuals to attend the VIP reception with me. And what else do we have coming up? I have a business plan class that's coming up. So if you have that business that you just been dying to create, and you want to come into a program very similar to the Nifty program, but now this one's for adults, and I'm the sole instructor on this one. It is going to be starting, it's an 8-week program, and I'm doing it uniquely this time. I'm going to have 2 classes in person and 2 classes webinar-based. And it will be starting August 23rd and go on to October 11th. It will start from 7 o'clock in the evening to 8:30. And the cost is $125. So we're going to take your concept and bring it to reality. So if you're interested in that program, you can email me at cmitchell544@gmail.com. Phone number is 323-906-7004. If you have any questions today, though, you can call us at 323-293-3375. See, let me see. We got a few more minutes, and then what else do I have that we can offer you? One of my friends, one of my very, very dear friends, she is having a workshop tomorrow. It's called How to Plan, Create, and Promote Your Seminar. It's Saturday, July 16th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. And they're going to teach you how to secure sponsors, select right venues for your event, promote on social media, and get free publicity. Now, the presenters are some individuals that are powerful in our community in the business world. One of them, Barbara Lindsay, she was actually the founder of the Los Angeles Black Business Expo and the co-founder of a marketing program or marketing service called Sold Out Connections. Barbara Lindsay is amazing. She threw some of the best expos that Los Angeles has ever seen. So she's teaching you how to go out and get sponsors and how to select the right vendors. The class is being held at Pepperdine University at Howard Hughes Center at 6100 Center Drive, room 342, Los Angeles, California. She has 3 tickets left. So if you are interested in attending this, you need to call right away. It's at 310-498-3783 or lindsay1910@gmail.com. She has only 3 tickets left, and I believe there's an entry. You will get in on the entry price of $77. Can't beat that, because the people that are presenting the class, wow, this is high-level stuff. Kathy Williamson, she's a PR and media consultant and coach, and Linda Hollander, she's a sponsorship expert. So call 310-498-3783 and tell them that you're interested and that Crystal sent you from the Business Zone. Okay, so is there any questions for the last? We have about 10 more minutes. Does anyone have any questions on anything about the Nifty program or about the kids? Then you please call in, and we would love to hear from you. I'm going to finish up the program with again what I talked about at the beginning of the program. In order to build that economic empowerment in our communities, we need to develop new businesses. When the recession took place, we lost a lot of businesses, and I spoke on that last week. We need new businesses. So don't let money stop you, because that's usually what happens. People say, oh, I want to do this and this, but I don't have the money to do so. Well, if you put the plan together, and it's an excellent concept, and it is actually something that other people need, and you present it to someone and they see that there's definitely a rate of return on their investment, and they like you and you are dedicated and committed to doing what you're doing, you could easily find an investor. It's not that difficult to do that. But you have to put your first foot forward and say, I'm going to step out there and do it. As I said earlier, you have to embrace that inner child. I think the worst thing in the world would be to leave this planet and not do what your heart and what your purpose was for being on this planet. And if the only thing that's stopping you from getting there is because you're afraid that you don't have the money or some other obstacle, that's not something that I would want to take if I left this planet. I want to leave this planet knowing that I have given my all and that I have at least tried to achieve every goal that I've ever set for myself. And I think some of us are afraid. We're afraid to step out of our comfort zone. But the other side is just amazing. So if you're working for someone right now, but you've always wanted to be your own boss, step out there and see. You can still continue to work for someone while you're building your business. You will know when it's time to step away. Every entrepreneur out there is the same place. And a lot of times when God really wants you to achieve that goal, He will set things in motion that will make you leave. You will end up being fired from your job. The job will shut down. It will move to another state. Lots of things happen. You will be moved to another state. So don't let those interferers stop you from reaching your dreams, because it's important. It's really, really important to leave this planet and done everything that you've written down. And if you haven't written it down, then why don't you do that? Why don't you take some time and do some introspection and say, wow, I would like to have my own business, or I'd like to be able to travel more. I'd like to have more free time, or I'd like to be able to help young people. And I had this great idea. I don't know if it'll work, but I'd have this great idea. Then reach out to somebody and find out, because there's a lot of us out here, a lot of organizations, the Los Angeles Urban League, Recycling Black Dollars, Vermont Slauson. We all have workshops and programs and training opportunities for you. And a lot of times, some of them are free, and then some of them are very minimal cost of entry to get into in order to reach that dream. Because you could be that next billion dollar entrepreneur. When Facebook was created and founded by Zuckerberg, he had no concept. He had no idea that it was going to be what it is today. He was doing it for a whole nother purpose. And there are many people that started their business that was not what their intentions were. But the business was something that people needed. So therefore, it actually grew its own legs and started to walk away from them. And it has made them billionaires today. So the world is out there for you. And just like these children today that was here and they were telling you about how they started their businesses, you can do the same. But I will say, you want to build businesses that have solid foundations. You want businesses that can grow and that can hire people. You don't want to just start a business that it just takes care of your basic needs. You want to be able to make a difference in your community, and the way you do that is creating very sound businesses. And you mentoring, the mentors are out there, the networking is out there, and the workshops and the classes are out there. So I am, and I'm here. I'm a business coach. I've been doing it for 20 years. I absolutely am passionate about what I do for a living. I'm passionate about recycling Black dollars. I'm passionate about my people and my community, and I have colleagues and that are the same. I've been blessed with some amazing people that I've worked with and partners that I've worked with, and we're here for you. So all you have to do is make the first step, and that first step is to pick up the phone or email us or call us, and we can direct you or refer you to someone, or we can do it ourselves that can get you on the way to being the business owner that you've always wanted to be. So this is Crystal Mitchell, and I am with the Business Zone, and this is coming to the close of our second show. Next week, our guests are going to be professionals from attorneys that can talk to you about trademark, copywriting, and patenting your inventions, your products, your writing projects, your technology software, your apps. If you're a musician or you're a comedian, copywriting your material. So you want to tune in next week to see our show and to ask questions and to connect with us. We want you to like us on Facebook. We want you to go to our website and sign in, and so that you can receive information from us, because I have an extensive network, and I love to share the things that I get from other people. So again, thank you for tuning in to the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert, and it's been a fantastic show again, and we will see you next week.